Boo. It's me again. Having to start all over. So, hi, it's October 1st. It is the first day of Ween. I don't know if I can do this because it's late, I'm tired. I didn't know if I had stuff to talk about. and then I decided that I was going to do 31 days of my spooky personal stories, starting from when I was 6. So each day I'm going to bring you a ghost story, or a spooky story, or a weird kind of happening, or something fun related with spooky for Ween. So I got my beer. I really like the Night Owl pumpkin beers, the Eliason beers, or whatever they're called. And of course, I got my spooky cup with the googly eyes. So, I don't know about you guys, but I've always loved spooky things. I've always loved scary stories. I've always loved horror movies, all that fun stuff. It started when I was really young. Like, I used to go to the library and bring home all the little horror books and movie books on, like, Lon Chaney and the Wolfman and Dracula, and I loved those books. I loved spooky. My parents never had a problem with me watching any kind of scary stuff, so I got to see it all. I remember being 5 or 6 and watching my mom watching Halloween on the TV when it came up on TV. Sitting there on Halloween night watching it. That's a good memory. So the first one, number 1, is going to be my cousin's house in Spring Valley. Now, Spring Valley, Minnesota is known for the Sears Company, where the Sears guy started, and Laura Ingalls Wilder, Almanzo's family was from there. And they stayed there for a year while Almanzo was recuperating from diphtheria, I believe. So, that's what Spring Valley is known for. And my cousins and my aunt and uncle lived in a historic home. It was on top of a, like, creek or river, or whatever you want to call it. It was, like, on top of it. So if you go down in their basement, there actually was, like, a wall, and you could hear the water, like, running through the... So I don't know if they got their water, like, from it, and they just put the bucket over, and I don't know what it was. It was creepy. It was like a artisan well or something. This house, I mean, it was only like a 5 or 6 bedroom, just 2 floors. It wasn't that big. To me, it was huge. It was a mansion. To me, they lived in a mansion, but it was actually not that big of a house. I became aware of a ghost when I went to sleep one night, and my parents, we slept on a hide-a-bed in the living room, and I woke up because I had to go to the bathroom, and this white figure went through the end of the bed. Like, I saw this figure go through the end of the bed, and I woke up my mom, and my mom was like, no, you're dreaming, go back to sleep. And it stuck with me forever, and I never really questioned it until finally I was like, hey, Dad, like 2 years ago, I asked my dad about it. I was like, Dad, there was a ghost in that house. Because everybody always talked about Mrs. Kavanaugh. Mrs. Kavanaugh was their ghost. And they would tell stories about it. And so I was like, Dad, was there a ghost? And my dad was like, you know what? Somebody actually touched me one time, because I guess my aunt was giving a tour, and he was in the doorway, and he said he felt like somebody had touched him, like on the shoulder, like to move him, like, like, excuse me, I want to get by. And that was the stuff that happened. There would be footsteps, running water, the taps would turn off and on. There was my grandpa went to the bathroom one night, and somebody actually said, "Hey, Captain," behind him, because he always wore a captain's hat. He was in the Navy, but he was never a captain. But I don't know. I guess they just saw the captain's hat. There was footsteps, and one night, my sister and cousin were trying to sleep, and I guess there was like a snoring man between them, like the sound of guys snoring when there was only the two of them in the room. And sorry about the dog. Yeah. So Mrs. Kavanaugh was like something that I always knew about. And when we went to stay there when I was like 16, I mean, I was like, I'm not sleeping alone. I wasn't. I was like, I'm sleeping with Mom and Dad. I don't care if I'm 16, 17. I'm sleeping with Mom and Dad. I was freaked out. I mean, it wasn't scary. Apparently when my uncle got sick, he like had to be bedbound, and he would like, I don't know if he pulled the covers up and then the covers would come down and he would pull them up and they would come down, or if it was the other way around. Like he would push them down and they would come up. I don't know what it was, but there was like a little tugging war that happened to him. Before they moved out of the house, he saw the shape of this woman in the doorway watching him. And then when I did ask my cousin a couple of years later, when I said, "Hey, was there really a ghost in that house? Because I know what I saw when I was 6. And she confirmed it, and she actually said she thinks the ghost followed her when she moved into her new house. Because she just would get little things that reminded her of this specific ghost. So, I don't know if Mrs. Kavanaugh has went with them when they moved. They moved to Pennsylvania. So I don't know if, or Virginia or one of those. I don't know which one. And of course we have a special guest. What? What would the puppy like? You want to say hello to everyone? What? What? You need to go out? Sorry. That's what you get when you get spooky mom. You gotta deal with children, you gotta deal with pets, you gotta deal with crazy people. So, I wish I had more, like, you know, I did reach out to my cousins and I was like, do you guys have anything, any stories, anything at all that I can use? And nobody got back to me, so. But, like I said, I'm going to try and do 31 days of this. I'm sorry if it's boring, you know. I loved their house. They were so into antiques, and there was antiques everywhere, and my memories of this place is just antiques and beautiful carpets and draperies, and this house had this big beautiful staircase that had like red carpet that went up the staircase. And I loved that house. And it was interesting. So, all right. That is my quick little spooky story about my cousin's house in Spring Valley, Minnesota. And I guess if you go to Spring Valley, they do like haunted tours, they do graveyard flashlight tours or something. Also down there is like the mystery caves. There's caves down along the river where you can go and check that out and do like a mystery walk and stuff like that. I know there's a couple of haunts that happen in October. If you're from the area or if you know someone from the area, give me your stories. Let me know. Let me know in the comments down below. Alright guys, happy October 1st. I'm kind of excited. I don't know, I get sad, I get happy and sad at the same time, because it's like I love October, and I love Halloween, and I love spooky, but also, you know, it's coming to an end. So, alright, good night, and I will be back tomorrow for day 2 of my Vlog Ween series, and I'll tell you another spooky story. Good night, guys.